Okay. Super. Right. Fire when ready. So you don't take divots?
No, yeah.
Tight lies are
Very difficult.
okay.
Yeah. To the point that actually I'd rather be in the light rough than actually in the fairway.
So the summer this year must have been hell for you, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know I should take divots, but when I try and get through the ball like that, I'll probably go and chunk it right in front.
Right.
Topping the ball on the fairway is irregular for me, which is why I'm thinking I'm not getting into my left side. It could be for many reasons, but that's in my mind what I think I'm not doing properly. To the point that actually when I actually try and leave a lot of weight on the left as opposed to transferring the weight to the right.
Yeah.
So I'm just leaving it in there. So and I found that does help sometimes.
Okay.
So I felt like I hit the ball halfway up there.
And that's something that happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Presumably that's a good shot. Starts straight and then just draws
Yes.
slightly left in.
Yes.
So would I be right in saying that second shots, when you need to carry over, you need a high landing sort of drop and stop flight?
Yeah.
That's quite difficult.
It is.
You tend to find you hit like the middle of the green and it shoots off the back
does.
into the bushes and
It does.
okay,
Yeah.
so you don't get
If I
that.
this is very typical. I'll be left-hand side of the green, in the bunkers, or even further down behind the green. And then I thought one of my two were, I'm either chipping or out of the bunker. And from there, I could get a 4 or 5, or just pick up from there.
Presumably into the wind, you're actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't mind the wind.
Yeah, I suppose into the wind would be your
Holds it
safety
up.
because holds it up
Yeah.
and stops it. But downwind,
Yeah.
downwind, downhill to elevated green,
Yeah.
no chance.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Okay.
No.
So from a ball strike standpoint, that was quite a nice strike, wasn't it?
That felt better though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, potentially the outcome is that it hits the green and then just shoots on.
Yeah.
Shots at, say, presumably 180 carry over a lake, tricky.
180 over a lake, I wouldn't take it on.
Yeah.
So I can hit this, I don't know how I'm carrying this.
150, 149?
Yeah, I can get that up to, I can hit that 160, 170 carry sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's 1 in 10.
Yeah.
So I'd be definitely laying up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you feel like if you had the trajectory and the landing angle, you'd
I have no confidence in getting that is probably even more than 1 in 10.
Yeah. So ball above feet would actually be an advantage.
Yes, it
because
would.
It would launch it
An
up.
uphill lie, I might
Yeah.
give it a go.
And I suppose bunkers where they're sort of sat down and you've got a high lip and then you've got a
On the fairway?
downhill lie on the fairway.
Oh, I'm just dropping it out to the fairway.
Right, so you're really limited in terms of, it wouldn't be necessarily the distance that would be the issue, it's the fact that you just can't launch it up.
Yeah, I'd have no, so I know, let's say a fairway, 130, 140 yards from the green, there's no way I'd be going for the green. No way. Well, no, that's not fair. If there was no trouble, if there were no more bunkers and no water, and I had a fairly good, I might have a go at that. But if there's trouble up there, I'm just chopping it out and chipping on or pitching.
And the real disasters, the real Hiroshimas that, what do you get, like 2 or 3 around? Where they're just like more. And they could be a top.
Like anything.
Shank.
No, I don't shank the ball.
Okay.
No.
Toe strikes.
Not so much. It's the topping of the ball is a problem for me, especially on the fairway. On the fairway.
Over any distance, 90 yards, 110.
Less so the shorter I get in. The nearer I get in, less so. But mid irons from the fairway.
And we're talking like proper sort of.
Proper tops.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I get lucky with a top and it'll go nicely 100, 150 yards in the right direction. But some of the times it'll just bobble in front of me.
Okay, let's try one more.
Yeah, it's a straight right shot.
Okay, so that shot, does that ever happen when you hit a couple of left hooks and then you find yourself then hitting a block, or?
Yeah, so that one, because I could see what I was doing in the previous two, I tried to start it a little bit to the right, and I got no draw on it, so therefore it went straight right.
And is that something that you feel that you didn't realise you do on the course, but do? In other words, when you start to see it go left, after hitting one left, you then approach the next one with the attitude of,
Yes.
I'm going to hit it left again.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you don't like leave that shot.
No, I immediately
You think
try and
you're going to do
compensate
it
for that.
again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
then you adjust it, and then you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is typically right. I'm going to aim for the right of the green, and do you know that's exactly where it went.
Yeah.
So I got no. I didn't get the draw that I got perhaps on the last shot.
Okay, because you think you're going to do it again.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So there you go. I'm in the bunker again, or chipping off some horrible stuff.
Yeah. So quite often then the inconsistency could lie in the fact that you're like almost like chasing your tail. I've sliced one right. Oh Christ! Don't do it again, and then you do something then to stop the
But I'm
slice.
chasing and trying to compensate because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because I haven't got. This is the way I always hit my ball. I just happen to hit a bad shot. So if that was the case, I would just do what I normally do. But because I haven't got a good normal,
Yes.
I keep trying to compensate every time I hit a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're carrying the next shot into the
I think so. I think that's my psyche.
previous shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to kind of almost like going, that happened then. Let's reset. Let's focus on this shot. It's like, okay, I hit the last one left, so okay, don't hit it left, and then you block it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I think that's where I am. Yeah.
Good. Good. Okay, we'll do one more.
Okay. Absolutely. I'm going to centre this time.
So, looking at where you are, 23 handicap.
Yeah.
Obviously, we tend to associate handicap, or most people associate their technique with their handicap. You know, so 23, you imagine carnage. And then you hit a shot, and it's a bit like the X Factor, where you see this lady that comes up like this, or this tiny little girl that looks all and then she suddenly starts to sort of sing, and it's like, what?
Well, no Susan Boyle, that's for sure.
Well, you are slightly in that category, because when you hit that first one, I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Because kind of the description that how you described it kind of obviously creates an image in your mind of what you imagine someone to look like. And it was like nothing like I was expecting. It's very interesting because you've got a lot of things about your technique, a lot of things when you present the club to the ball that are kind of quite advanced exactly why you potentially feel the frustration, because it's like you should be better than what your score is because of the way you deliver the club to the ball. So somebody who's a good.
I feel so. Just an example. So I go out and play with some of these older fellas in the mid-teens, the handicaps, and out of the fours, I know I'm the best ball striker out of the four of us.
Yeah.
Yet their handicaps are lower than me, and they will have a better score at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I know I'm hitting the ball better than them.
Yeah.
And that's really frustrating.
And you describe yourself as like not a good ball striker, but you have actually you have so many elements that are quite high up on the scale of quality. Your ball flight is an interesting one. A good ball striker, somebody who squeezes the ball and traps it. They might not necessarily always take divots, but one of the things that great ball strikers do is they deliver a lower loft into the ball at impact. So what they do is they kind of fold the club into the ball, they smother it almost, not with a turning face, but more of a de-lofting. And that de-lofting, what it does is it causes the ball to stay on the face longer versus something which is coming with a high loft. It kind of comes off. But a person who really squeezes the ball and traps it, it's done with a lower loft. Now that's you. You actually deliver a very, very, very good impact of the club face on the ball. I'm saying that because when I look at your dynamic loft, the dynamic loft is measuring the loft of the club at impact. Your loft is on the level of a really good ball striker. They sit at around about 18 to 20 degrees, and that sounds very precise, but the precision in the way I teach is to basically not sort of butcher golf swings. It's actually finding out what is amazing about your swing and not touching them, and actually finding out kind of what bits need to be sort of matching. Everything in the golf swing works in pairs. And in your case, what you deliver to the ball is a very, very, very good dynamic loft, which is why you have a very high smash factor. So the club head speed that you present into the ball, which is 78, when you hit it, because you have a very good D-loft, you squeeze, the ball compresses in the face and shoots out. And the smash factor is basically the ratio between club head speed and ball speed.
I see.
So the higher the ball speed is off the club face, the better the strike is. Now, the other thing as well is that because your clubs are ancient, you don't have clubs that are actually designed to give a fake high smash factor.
No.
So when I'm not talking to you with a Callaway AI Smoke, which just shoots off the face like a rocket. That's what modern day clubs. You're using quite a club which doesn't give you that.
No.
So, if for this example here, if you took the PGA Tour average, which is at of a 6 iron, their smash factor average is 1.38. Now, obviously, the ball speed and the club head speed ratio is higher, but all things being equal, which is what the smash factor does, your quality of strike on your good ones are great. And that's why your ball flight is so low, because actually you squeeze it. Now, the issue is that your ball, when it comes out low, doesn't climb. It doesn't keep climbing. And that's because when you deliver this great dynamic loft, you don't have enough club speed to actually make it climb, because your ball comes out low, comes out with a lot of ball speed relative to the club speed, but it needs more ball speed to actually keep it climbing. So as a launch angle, perfect. The ball comes out, it launches at 17 degrees. And PGA Tour average is actually 14, so theirs comes out even lower.
Yeah.
So yours is kind of like a good mid-flight. But at
With their ball speed, it's...
exactly. So they've got jets
Yes.
that are taking that ball off. You've got one jet. So it's like right now, if it was the case of going, okay, all things being equal, your ball is not climbing, not because of your delivery, far from it. It's actually because there's not enough speed. Hence the reason why I come back and say that it's unusual for someone of 23 handicap to be delivering such a good impact. Because normally it's always done with a very wafty flick.
Yeah.
That's why they get the ball out quick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably it goes just as far as yours, but it's because your ball is obviously coming out on a different flight. If we had more ball speed on that, it would just climb. So you have a really good penetrating flight in your shots. So in a way, it's like, okay, well, what do we do with that? Because I could get you sort of releasing the club with more loft. We could increase that up more. But I would say, well, no, that would be kind of like, I would be losing something which is so valuable later on that, quite frankly, if we work on other aspects, to kind of almost not the issue is that when people try and think of club head speed, they train speed. They get the speed sticks, whoosh, they go like kamikaze styles to get their club head speed up. Whereas, really, the science of it is that you don't need Captain Caveman to pop out and to be this psycho on the golf course. Actually, if you move your body well, your body will relax, and when your body relaxes, the muscles stretch. And when you stretch the elastic band, it's just an accelerating component.
Yeah.
Men, we tend to use brute force to hit it, and then when we try and hit it harder, our top half comes into it, and then we sort of get all carnage of shots.
Yeah.
So with you, it's like, okay, we're starting from a different position. It's like you're 9 years old, but you've got the intellect of a 20-year-old, but you need to kind of learn the bits that you're missing out.
Sure. Yeah.
So I can see sort of from a future perspective that once we get a bit more organised body-wise, then we'll start to release a bit more speed.
Yeah.
You are currently stiff and wooden, which is why your club head speed is down.
Yeah.
When your timing is good, when you're on a timing day, boy, I can see you playing some really good shots. But when your timing is off, I can see obviously where potentially things can go awry. So for me, I feel like I need to teach you how to move more gracefully in your swing, more fluidly, so you can kind of like release a throw, as opposed to kind of the Glaswegian kiss, which is kind of where we're a little bit at.
Okay.
Okay, if I flick through a couple of shots here, so I don't know how much, do you know about balls? Okay, so this is a shot which finished left. So what I can show you here on this image is, let me just bring this over here, because I'm recording this, so you can watch it at home.
Okay.
So this image here, this is showing us what the club and path is doing at impact. Okay, so to explain what that means, the red arrow is showing us where the club face is pointing at impact.
Okay.
So the face decides where the ball starts, not the path. So the path is this blue line. And what the path does is the path curves the ball.
Yeah.
So when these two are stacked up on top of one another, the face and path being aligned, irrespective of where they're pointing, that ball won't tilt. Because you have backspin, and then a bit like a plane banking its wings, you're sort of tilting the axis of the ball. These two things decide where that goes. So your ball in this instance will start straight, and because you've got this into-out path, the ball is going to then curve left. So having an into-out path is one of the reasons why you also have this lovely de-loft as well, this lovely compression. The issue on your left shots is if the club face at impact is too far left. So the ball will always start where the face is pointing. So if I show you this one, so that's nice and straight. And if I bring up the flight of that, there you go, you see, so straight to start with, but the curve at the end is because the blue is going into out. Okay, flick through this one. Okay, there's the nasty one. The path beautifully into out again, but this one, well, this one's going to start left, and then because you've got this big gap, the face to path closed, it's just going to curve. And that's the one also which is going to have the least amount of loft, because your club face is kind of rotating closed at the same time. So whilst that's obviously not an ideal shot and it's going to get you into trouble, if we were to kind of turn these two on its axis and point them over there, well then the ball will start there and curve. The problem is that though is if you go down that rabbit hole, then you could quite easily then start the ball right, but stay right because you don't get that variability. So you're very consistent on your path. The inconsistency from these cluster of shots is that the face tends to shut on impact.
That's something I mess around with. Should it be slightly toed in? Should it be like that? Should I do it like that? And I mess around with that.
It's that great Haynes manual that we get for Christmas.
Exactly. So I don't know.
I think
where I should have it.
Yeah, so I think that the push that you get is a byproduct of this anti-left shot. And I think that anti-left shot is quite subconsciously innate in there, in so much that when you don't hit it, the previous shot left, I think there's still a anti-left thought, and then when you do hit one left, it's like, oh Christ, don't go left again. And then you get this kind of hold off shot, not knowing why you're doing it and how you're doing it, but you are doing it. So I feel that if we can kind of get control over the club face, I feel that by working on face control at impact, I think that's going to bring the loft of the club up a little bit. Plus as well, is it's going to reduce the curvature of that one there. It's nice to see a draw, and it's great that you have it, but when it starts left and draws, you're dead. Okay, so let's now have a look at what's happening. If I just play this one through, here it comes, and there's the back of the club there, and you can probably see, do you see if I just go one frame after impact? There, here we go. Can you see how turned in the face is? There's a lot of face rotation after the ball. And you can also see as well how the bottom of the club, the sole of the club, is kind of like tilted. If I show you there, your club as it rotates has also the heel of the club quite far off the floor. Do you see how it's off the floor and more sort of toe down? So what's happening there is that as you turn the club face, it also lifts the heel up, which if that's happening on impact, that's going to obviously cause a very kind of twisty club head. And what we need is the face to kind of come in and be more stable. So the thing is, we've got to figure out is, well, why is that happening? What's causing that rotation to happen? Okay. Now,
so we're saying we don't want that rotation.
No, we want it to be more stable
as it goes through the ball.
Absolutely. And the reason being is because when you strike the ball, with the way you strike it, the ball is going to compress into the face. So therefore, for the 2 or 3 frames after you've made contact with the ball is going to stick on the club face.
Yeah.
So if your face, let's say impact is square, but is closing whilst the ball is on the face, when by the time it leaves the face could quite easily be 2 or 3 degrees shut, or shut on impact, going more shut, and then you've got that Hiroshima. So that club face, that's kind of like a red flag that we need to stabilise. So
I'll just get down warm, I don't know.
let me show you. Revealing the mystery. Okay, so one of the key element to this face closing is your right hand on the club,
Okay.
which is too strong. Currently, your right hand is too much underneath.
Okay.
And what that does is that acts as a torque wrench, because what happens is that the hands will always return back to their natural hanging position here. So if it starts off underneath and then comes back, you're actually torquing it over. Now, your left hand grip is absolutely perfect.
Right.
But if your right hand gets active in your golf swing, which it might not do all the time, because you've hit straight shots, but probably there's moments where the right hand gets a little bit dominant, and given that it then is underneath, it's going to really twist the club
And lift the
face.
heel as well.
Exactly, yeah,
Right.
because it's going to be like
Yeah.
it's like turning a tap on. It's going to be twisting it.
Yeah.
So the red flag is your right hand grip position there.
Yeah.
Now, when you then adjust it, the right hand in the golf swing really wants to be inactive. The reason, and in your case it is, because what you deliver to the ball, let's just bring this to impact here, okay, here, is what you do, which is a huge compliment, is that you hit the golf ball with a beautiful, firm left wrist.
Right, yeah.
You're not that guy, and that's why you get a great dynamic loft on the ball and
Yeah,
you
I do
squeeze
try
it.
that, yeah.
And that's very impressive,
Yeah.
that is. But if that right hand, which you can see, looks very underneath now,
Yeah.
compared to even where it was, so this right hand's definitely moving.
Yeah.
If it's there and it's wound up, it's
Yeah.
going to twist it.
Yeah.
So this is the culprit
Okay.
of a lot of this closing of the face. The
Yeah.
block shot, I think, is just a fear of going left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when it comes down to the strike element, okay, and we're talking about obviously raising your club head speed, because generally you can generate, speed isn't everything, but in your case, it's high up on your agenda because of the way you deliver it.
Yeah.
So if we can get you comfortably into sort of like the low 80s, 83, 86, if we could add 6 miles an hour to that club speed,
Yeah.
which sounds huge, but not through brute force,
Yeah.
that will then turn this ball speed into more like 115 ball speed.
Yeah.
Then you'll have the jet engine to get that
Yeah.
thing to
I can do it obviously not swinging my drive, right?
Absolutely.
I'm way above that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But with your 7-iron or 6-iron, that's kind of where you're averaging.
Yeah.
The key is to do it not through brute force, but through sort of like technique.
Technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want your timing to go wrong.
No.
Okay, so so strike-wise, you're topping. Okay, so your topping is predominantly caused by the fact that in your backswing, if you were to jump into a barrel, you would topple the barrel over. So if I draw a little box here, okay, which is kind of like the width of the feet.
Yeah.
This is the barrel.
Yes.
And the lower body, it needs to shift around a little bit just to get some sort of like activity,
Yeah.
and then it needs to turn as well. It needs to be active.
Yeah.
In your case, in your swing, you
Still got that sway back going, yeah.
okay. Now, if I cover that up,
Yeah.
Okay, that, if I was to handicap that top of the backswing, I would put that in the bracket of about an 8 or 7.
Okay.
However,
23 plus, yeah.
Yeah, and this is where the pairing thing is, because it's very important that we kind of look at it and go, well, look, we don't need to touch that bit.
Yeah.
That bit is obviously big, and by the sound of it, it's something that is a recurring problem.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what happens is
and this would be part of my topping problem.
100%. This is 99% of it, because you can top it in one or two ways. You can top it because you're covering the ball, you're hitting down on it, you're catching the ball first, but your club is going this way.
Yeah.
That would be a good reason to top it.
Yeah.
A bad top is when you're coming into it and going this way, because that way it's going to flip the ball. This way, it's going to come out low. It'll feel like a bit of a knuckleball, but it won't be the sort of bouncing bomb.
Yeah.
So the thing is that, and this is robbing you of so much power.
Yeah.
Okay, my analogy I would describe there is that, okay, you're standing on a boat, a little rowing boat, and I'm asking you to hit the ball as far as you can that way. The boat, at one end and the other is this way. Now, your brain is very clever. Our brain goes, if I don't feel like you're going to survive, I will not give it to you. So it works on preservation. Now, if the brain senses that you've got stability, it will go, I feel safe, have it all. However, if you're rocking the boat over, it's not going to release speed, because it's going to be in the case of preserving your ability to stand up as opposed to fall in the water. So the power issue, or the limiting power that we can't tap into yet, is because when you swing, you've got, that boat is just rocking around, and this is just having to desperately kind of like survive your lower body slide. So of course, when you slide this way, you've wound up this, you haven't wound up that. Your head is obviously shifted off the ball. That's not so much of an issue, because if provided that the top half moved, then that wouldn't be a problem. Sometimes people do that, and that's okay. It works well. However, though, from here, because you're so unstable, the lower body is stuck. It's stuck over here. Your brain is going, right, let's go, lads. This is going, well, because it works on the way the body works is it's mobility, stability, or stability, mobility. In other words, when the lower half, when the segment below is stable, the next part will move. If this is moving, the one that isn't moving will keep still. So the problem is, you get to the top, you're off balance, you're now stuck, and then you now stay on this back foot because you can't get yourself across, because you're now, I'm going to hit the ball now, so the lower body goes, okay, we have to brace, we have to give them stability now to be able to move that, and then you're stuck.
That's probably why when I've tried to get the weight on my left foot, perhaps that's helped to get a better ball strike.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because
yes.
I'm not doing that.
However, the paradox is that if you keep your weight on your left side, which is great, and you don't move, that ball is going to come out like that high, because you present the ball with a low loft, you're on top of it, which is going to keep it lower, and then it's just going to come out like a worm burner. And then you won't get any.
So I need this coiling up thing to happen, don't I?
You do, and your body has got so much power available to it, but you can't access it, you can't tap into it, because you're managing this problem. So as you come down there, okay, you can see that your attempts to shift are visual, but if you balance it out with how much you've moved that way, you need to have some vicious movement to get it back. You're doing a shift of weight, which would be perfect if you were perfect in the legs.
In the right place.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens then is that you come down and you're trying, you're still sliding, you're doing very well, which is why when your timing is good, you can flush it. But when you don't, now, because your body's now getting a bit stuck, because you're spending so much time recovering, you haven't even started to turn.
I do feel that getting stuck all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, having no space here at all.
Yes, because you're spending all your time shifting your lateral weight. So now the brain goes, okay, I have no space to swing. I am stuck. How do I create space? Well, I'm going to stand up.
Yeah.
And then it all starts to reveal itself. So here you go. Very, very slightly coming up.
Yeah,
but when you think about the size of the ball, you know, you don't have to come up much.
Yeah.
And this is why, when you look at that as an impact, it actually looks almost really good, which is why you can hit good shots.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you stood up, then of course you're in all sorts of problems.
Yes.
Also as well, when I mentioned about the heel up, if you can imagine, if your body is rising up, if you're standing up, the heel is going to come up as well.
Yeah.
So you're getting a multitude of errors in what is very kind of subtly sort of done. So a lot of this can be resolved through this lateral shift. And of course, because we see your left foot here, you see it's doing the hokey cokey.
Yeah.
It's like you can't deliver any power or energy if you're kind of like up on your tiptoe.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's still airborne, and you're nearly halfway through the downswing.
Yeah.
And then you stamp your foot, but crikey, I've got so little time now to generate the power.
Yeah.
And then as you go through, you do a wonderful job this way. I mean, the exit and the through swing is really, really good. Yeah. So you've got so many good things.
That was my problem, that I don't do that.
I mean, it means that you know, so much of what, you know, you don't need to strip it back. You don't need to start again. Nobody needs to do that. Mm-hmm. But the key is to kind of figure out, okay, what bits are good, but what bits aren't working with it, and what are the hidden issues. And there's so much value in fixing this to influence that.
Okay.
So we need to do two things. We need to work on this right hand, which is easy. It's just simply moving it across. It's not rocket science at this stage. Okay. You just take your original grip and then just bring it over, just so that you see a little bit more of this knuckle, and it feels a bit uncomfortable.
Oh God, yeah.
The problem is that
so this bit sort of right on top of
that's right. Yeah, we're kind of sketching that out a little bit. There's not a one size fits all, but in your case, by being as strong as you were, it's going to have that massive
The thing I do is, after impacting through, my right hand comes off the club every time.
It does, and the reason being is because, if I show you, because on the downswing, we see the right hand underneath. The palm is already off.
It's off,
Whereas if it was more on top and staying on the club, you wouldn't have that issue. So coming down, it's because of that right hand too strong at address.
Right. Okay.
So the thing that we need to do with the lower body is basically, first of all, I think we need to do some drills.
Yes.
The drills need to be done without hitting golf balls.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because we need to kind of get as I said in the book, it's like we need to get the neural pathways, which sounds all very advanced, but it's just how it is. People try and go, it's not true. It is true, and we just have to accept it or not. So, in terms of how you can practice this move, basically, we're going to do a couple of things. Great, we've got our camera on. The first thing is basically to keep the upper body really still. So you're going to stand and you're going to keep your shoulders from moving. So you're going to go into posture, and what you're going to do is you're going to work on that. So just twisting your hips without the shoulders moving. There. Because one of the things that we need to do is we need to tell the brain that, okay, the Golsing is all about disassociating movements, moving the upper body more than the lower body. So first of all, we need to teach it to be able to do this. So that's your first exercise. Your second exercise is to keep then your hips still and move your shoulders.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to find when you do it, one of them will be easier than the other.
Yeah.
My guess is that you're going to find it quite easy to move your pelvis,
Yeah.
but then when you keep your pelvis still, I think that's where you're going to find that
Just
the
doing like this,
tightness.
then you're absolutely right. That's a lot easier than
Yeah.
that.
So what happens is the reason why this is moving is because you reach a sticky point here and it goes, okay, this is hard now. And the brain goes, okay, I'll just release. Now I've got my full turn,
Yeah.
but you've released this.
Yeah.
So it's a case of building the ability to disassociate. So through doing that exercise and then doing this one, the stiffness that you're feeling, the discomfort, is actually the muscles not relaxing. That's what it is. People say that it's all down to flexibility. It's not always the case. At this stage, it's the case, okay, I'm going to stability in my lower body. Now, as I keep my lower body still, relax my back. So what you do is you reach the sticky point and then you go, okay, breathe. Breathe in and then breathe out. And as you breathe out, you'll be able to turn a bit more. Then you hold that position. You breathe in, breathe out, and you'll be able to turn more. And you'll be able to do that without moving your hips. So let me show you, so if we do that together. Okay, so we'll pop the club across your shoulders, great. And then we'll go into posture, super. Okay, now, first of all, we're going to keep the upper body still. And all I want you to do is learn to just rotate the pelvis, great, without the club moving. So, good. And then turn. That way, that's it. Good. Great. Now, this is a little bit of tap the head rub, Tommy,
Yeah.
which is perfect. So this is getting your brain to really work on your motor skill. Now, what you did on that one is you did a nice hitch. So that's a little bit of ABBA then on that one.
Yeah.
So we want to try and twist the pelvis as opposed to hitch it and move the knees. So you see how your knees are moving? So see how that right leg straighten. Let's see if we can get it. They can move a little bit, but it's just trying to get this.
Oh wow,
pelvis.
that's
Now you need to do it from a bend over position because that makes it even harder. So you've got to twist. There we go. Great.
yeah.
And twist. Great. In your brain, you can
Oh,
probably sense like, where the hell do I move my
I know.
hips? Great.
Straighten the knee again.
Yeah. So we've got to find it from the pelvis.
Yeah, it's better. Just trying to get a forward push the bum back.
That's it. You're learning about which direction to move, and this is neurological. So you're building your motor skills up in.
That's also going to use muscles that I've never used.
Exactly.
It's going to give me a bad back for a while. That's okay. I can take.
The key thing to that though is to remember that when you're doing it, just keep things up, relax, relax, relax. Because a lot of the juddering that you're feeling is because your muscles are trying to find which muscles to move to get the pelvis going. Great.
Is that working?
That's much better. Great. And my suggestion as well is to actually film yourself,
Yeah.
do it, pause, have a look at it, pause, so that you get then true reality of what's happening. So if we now flip that round now, so if we keep the hips now still and begin now to rotate. So go into posture, great. And what I want you to do is keep the hips really still, and when you find you get the tight spot, hold that position for me. So rotate, hold that there. Now, what I want you to do now is take a deep breath in, and then when you breathe out, relax and There we go. Hold there. Now, head wants to stay here, so you won't be looking there. Great. Now, hold that position. Deep breath. And then relax. And you'll be able to get another bit, see? So each time, and now hold that there. Just hold that. Okay, and now take another deep breath in. And then turn the upper body a bit more. Great. And hold that there. Super. Now, if you gently come out of that, just do it really, that's it. Great. And then have a look at this. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that's better, isn't it? Yeah, it's straight.
So you're in the barrel.
Yeah.
You've turned beautifully. Your hips have turned just a little bit less
And
than
having your head that way a little bit, when you're in that, it's fine.
Absolutely.
Providing I can see the ball.
Absolutely, because neck mobility in most of us a little bit.
Yeah.
You have to have quite a long neck as well.
Yeah.
So letting your head rotate is fine.
So get this shoulder under my chin.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So this is very much about building in the fine motor skills. You can clearly see you don't have any physical limitations
Right.
except for tight muscles,
Yeah.
which at the moment is again the body's going, what the hell is it doing?
Yeah.
So it's going in a fight and flight state.
Yeah.
That's perfectly normal. But
Yeah.
the breathing is, even though it's very subtle what I'm talking about and very specific, it's how the brain works. The brain works on the small things. People try and take on big giant, elephants.
Yeah.
This will have more of a massive effect
Yeah.
than actually just trying to bang balls.
Yeah.
So for the moment, I would say over the next few days, if you're not planning on playing, don't hit balls.
I was going to go and hit a few.
Right? No, absolutely don't.
I won't do it.
Because do short game. That
Yeah.
will obviously come into it
Yeah,
at some
do
stage.
that.
But anything in terms of this, because we want to now start. Okay, right. This brain is what we are trying to do, and precision is something that it likes. But you can see potentially what we can actually be in.
Yeah.
Which we haven't changed the top of the backswing, but it has changed the stability there.
Yeah. I mean, my knee bend is okay. My
Very good.
Here's okay.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when we get because if we look at it from what you were doing, the biomechanical stuff will go, what are you doing? But actually, a lot of what you're carrying, we just need to kind of unload you of.
Yeah.
Once we then get to a baseline where it's more normalised, then obviously then we can take it to the next step there.
So here, just a couple of knuckles on top.
Just that one knuckle.
One knuckle is all I want.
Yeah. So basically, when you look down there, you want to see just that knuckle there.
Okay, that's not such a big difference.
No,
Okay,
and
so
we
here-
might actually, in all fairness, we might be able to actually bring it back a bit more from there. But for now, that would be, yes, anywhere within that range would be really good. Really, really good.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay.